Yo guys, welcome to some more reaction videos. Today we're gonna react to a death battle between two superheroes who can shrink, which is Ant-Man versus Atom. Now as always, before the video starts, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, plus turn the notification button so you won't miss any of my future videos. Also guys, I'll be very pleased if you can recommend me some more videos or channels you want me to react to. Be sure to put that in the comments. I would really appreciate that. It really helped me and helped this channel. Now, without further ado, let's get straight into this video. Ooh, it's been so long since I reacted to a death battle. I wonder how this battle's gonna go.
Ant-Man, Marvel's founding member of the Avengers.
The Atom, DC's legendary Mighty Might.
Good things come in small packages.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
We're just trying to get these out of the way.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Did you know that ants can lift 50 times their own body weight?
Yes,
That'd be like if you
I know
lifted a
that.
car straight over your head.
I did, thanks to my Fun Fact of the Day calendar. Also, Hawaiian pizza was invented in Canada yesterday.
Well, I bet your calendar didn't tell you that Dr. Henry Pym, aka Hank, was considered a genius at a very early age.
Oh?
By 3 years old, doctors declared that he was smarter than both his parents combined.
Why is he blue?
He eventually majored in biochemistry and became one of the most successful scientists in his field. He had big ideas about shrinking the size of cargo to reduce shipping costs. Logistics.
All of which made him a laughingstock in the scientific community and sparked a long-lasting insecurity and need to prove himself.
But he did it. He developed a working serum.
The
He
Pym
went from laughing
particles.
stock to Christmas stocking. The much better stuck, right behind Bean and Life.
So, naturally, he tested the serum on himself, like any self-respecting scientist would, and shrank down to the size of an ant.
And just when things started going south, a sweet little ant, let's call her Aunt Hathaway, swooped in and led Hank safely back to his lab where he could return to full size.
Hank then harnessed the serum and became the superhero Ant-Man.
Man.
Along with his new identity came a fascination in entomology, which makes total sense. Ants are fascinating.
Did you know that ants can talk to each other in a bunch of different ways? Through touch, sound, or even sharing information by barfing at each other.
It's
Really?
actually called trophallaxis, and they're not barfing per se. It's more like passing food mouth to mouth.
Gross!
That is
Hank
gross.
figured out how to communicate with his new pets, not by barfing, but by creating a cybernetic helmet that mirrors an ant's antenna. And he's even developed genuine relationships with some ants, like Ulysses S. Ant here.
But he didn't stop there. Hank developed a lot of amazing tech like a stinger pistol that focuses his bioenergy into a stun beam, and image-inducing camouflage to mask himself as an ant. It worked so well it fooled Reed Richards, the smartest guy on the planet.
He also built a suit that runs on that nifty serum he made back in his lab. It lets him shrink thanks to the newly discovered Pym particles.
Yep,
Named
yeah,
after
yeah.
himself. Classic Hank.
And the Pym particle
Wait,
is
is
the
this
key
gonna
to
be
unlocking the
all? Is
fundamental
Hank going to
constants of
be
the
fighting in
quantum
this
mechanics
video?
at play
Or is
here.
it Scott?
They enable you to decrease
Because
the
I mean,
distance
Hank
between
did
an
create
atom.
the suit and
However,
made the
in
Pym
order to do
particles,
that,
but
you'd
then
have to
like
change
in the
Bohr rate,
Avenger
the ratio
Ant-Man
of
movie,
electron
we
mass to
saw
the distance the
Scott
electrons
as
orbit
the
an atom
Ant-Man,
equals.
so no, I don't know.
Of course. Like how when you make a bagel pizza, you can't fit the whole pizza on the bagel. Believe me, I've tried. It's too small. You just gotta put less on.
Sure, Boomstick. So the Pym particles are actually displacing mass to an alternate dimension in order to maintain that ratio.
Oh, it's like having a second bagel to put the rest of your pizza on. I get it.
But if that were true, he shouldn't be able to punch with full-size strength if he has less mass.
And he's definitely lighter, because otherwise he'd crush the sweet ants he rides, like Vincent Van Gogh here.
His mass is being replaced with massless neutrinos, but that doesn't adequately explain how he can have less mass and seemingly more mass at the same time.
Sure it does, Wiz. Trust Pym and his particles. Look at the guy. He's explaining the whole thing while wearing a lab coat. What's more trustworthy than that? You're the exception.
You think you understand this?
Oh, of course. He's small but strong. You said something about a boar, so I guess you wanted ham on that pizza, but I already made the pizza.
Will you take that coat off?
No.
Regardless, there is virtually no limit to Hank's ability to shrink. He can go beyond subatomic down to the underspace, a plane of existence below all realities in the Marvel Universe.
Oh, you can
And
go
Hank
to
has literally
different
changed his
dimensions?
biology. He's rewritten his own chemical makeup to prevent anyone else from changing his size. And he's used Pym particles so much, he's now got an energy field around him that lets him change the size of people or objects on the
Really?
fly through touch or by straight up firing Pym particles into the
Damn.
air.
He's never shy about using them either. He eventually supplied his wife, Janet Van Dyne, with some Pym tech to become the Wasp, his partner in crime fighting.
The two ended up rubbing shoulders with A-listers like Thor, Iron Man, and the Hulk to take down Loki. Ant-Man and the Wasp were actually the ones that captured him and pitched the idea of forming the Avengers.
Unfortunately, Hank's insecurities started to creep back in, and he felt that if he wanted to keep up with the big heroes, he was going to have to think bigger.
Enter
Yep,
a bunch
that's
of
where he
those
grows
Pym-powered
big.
alter egos like Yellow Jacket and Giant Man, where he can grow anywhere from 12 feet tall to so big he can enter the overspace, the polar opposite of the underspace.
There he met Eternity.
Oh,
called
why
the
he
Earth
met
scientist's
Ant-Man
brain.
meet the Eternity?
Something he won't let you forget.
Holy shit.
Hank pushed himself to these insane heights, even though he knew the strain on his body could be fatal.
But he simply didn't care and kept pushing himself. Thus, his greatest and worst creation was born, Ultron.
Yep, all the Tin Man Tron was created.
Wait. So
Not
he
Tony like
created
the movie,
Ultron?
but the mass murder bug
Not
thing
Tony
turned out
Stark?
pretty much the same. Big swing and a miss
What?
there.
The fallout from Ultron left Hank in a
I'm
bad
so
place,
confused
to say
already
the
in the
least.
Marvel
His guilt
universe.
made him feel like an utter failure, and that his best work was behind him. This led Hank to do unspeakable things.
Like what?
A real low life. And even though poor mental health doesn't excuse this behavior, it was clear that Hank needed help. He suffered multiple mental breakdowns,
Oh,
endured the
shit.
physical toll of the Pym particles, and had bipolar disorder that went undiagnosed for years.
So Hank finally did the best thing he could. He acknowledged his problems, got the help he needed, and committed to self-improvement.
And
Aw.
with that help, Hank slowly started making things right. He rebuilt the West Coast Avengers, gave Scott Lang his blessing to become the
Oh,
second
there we go,
Ant-Man,
see?
and finally defeated Ultron.
He created a backdoor Trojan infiltration code to defeat Ultron that was so advanced, it went on to replicate and evolve all on its own to create a new species made up of artificial intelligence.
They don't call him the god of modern AI.
Oh,
for
there's
nothing.
Vision.
Hank has showed over and over again that he's an integral part of the Marvel Universe.
Not just by ways of his scientific contributions or victories in battle, but by proving that heroes come in all shapes and sizes.
Ray Palmer was born your average human-sized person. He grew up in the Northeast, studied physics at Ivy University, and did everything Mama and Papa Palmer told him to do. Probably.
Everything was pretty typical for Ray until one fateful night when he took a walk to take his mind off a frustrating experiment and saw a meteor fall from the sky.
He ran off to the crash and found himself a life-changing piece of a white dwarf star.
White
and
dwarf
immediately
star.
started messing around with it.
Of course,
What?
as a
He
scientist
discovered
would.
that he could focus ultraviolet rays through it and shrink inanimate objects. There was just one problem. When he shrunk things, they exploded.
Huh?
Every time.
I do not see the problem. Sounds like he found a foolproof way of blowing stuff up. Case closed.
Ray was determined to figure out how to shrink objects without blowing them up. But first, he went on a hike with his nature club. And as a fellow scientist, I have to question his priorities.
But hey, it seems to work for him. I support it. Different hikes for different mics, am I right?
While in a cave, the ceiling suddenly collapsed, trapping everyone inside.
Oh?
After searching high and low for another exit, Ray found a small opening and had an idea. He could try to shrink himself down and get help, even if it meant he might explode before he got the chance.
Oh, that would be
But
terrible.
he didn't explode.
Oh.
I hope this story has a happy ending at least.
Perplexed, Ray determined there must have been something special about him that made him uniquely immune to the explosive fate. Something super scientifically convenient that we never get any more information on.
So he got to work and created himself a suit to harness the power of the white dwarf star and became the Atom!
Atom uses the white dwarf fragment to decrease his size while having control over his density, which makes a lot of sense considering that white dwarfs have the mass of a star, like the sun, but their volume is more like the Earth's, making them among the densest objects in space.
Just a teaspoon of the stuff could weigh up to 100 tons.
Damn.
That's one strong spoon.
When Atom shrinks and shifts his weight, he's actually sending his extra mass to a dimension called the mass zone.
Where, Adam could maybe live forever. At one point, Ray's apprentice Ryan Choi was murdered by Deathstroke.
Oh,
but
shit.
willed some of his mass to the mass zone and was able to survive in that dimension. So these guys can potentially cheat death, but would be stuck there without any outside help.
But
Yeah,
from
that's
one
worse.
scientist to another, what's most impressive is Ray's creation of the Bio Belt. That's what allows Adam to use the power of the White Dwarf and shrink while maintaining any weight, from immaterial to his full 180 pounds. There's even been times where it's stated that he was able to become almost as dense as a white dwarf star itself for a few seconds.
The belt is also how he can travel through phone lines or through the
Really?
air
He
on
can travel through
currents or
phone
light
lines?
beams. Over time,
Yeah.
Ray has spread out the white dwarf power to other parts of his suit, and now the bio belt acts as a utility belt for his shrunken
So-
attack. It also prevents his size or mass from being altered
Quite a
by
storage
any
space
outside
though.
forces.
And while he can only increase his size back to his natural 6 feet in height, his ability to shrink is near limitless. He can travel between subatomic space to the microverse, the foundation of all reality in the DC universe, where atoms become the size of planets.
Typically, he can increase back to his normal size with such force he can smash through diamonds. So if Adam increases his size too much while still within the microverse, he could blow up the entire fabric of reality from the inside out.
Shrinking down to that size means that he can shrink small enough to rearrange atoms themselves.
Yep, Ray can
Wait, he
take
can
individual
rearrange atom
molecules and
themselves?
rapidly expand them to cook up a small
Shit.
nuclear blast in the palm of his hand. Oh, Ray Palmer. I just got that.
He also once disarmed a bomb by rearranging its atoms. At that
Really?
size, he can move at the velocity of light. So fast and so randomly, he basically acted as a barrier between any and all possible atom combinations. But come on, there's no scientific explanation here for him to have superhuman senses or awareness to comprehend being everywhere at the same time.
Ah, it makes total sense. If you're small enough, you can fit in almost everything, everywhere, all at once. Like how you can fit an entire pizza into a calzone, and then you have a whole pizza everywhere inside the calzone. Man, I get it. Science is pizza.
No, science is all I have. Why are you doing this to me?
On top of all of Ray's amazing inventions and abilities, he's also got some more classic weapons, like a laser blaster and a frickin' sword he used to fight a giant crocodile.
What?
Relative to his size.
That was when Ray was believed to be dead, but was actually just stuck at 6 inches tall and stranded in the Amazon rainforest, where he encountered an alien race known as the Catarthans.
And get this, he ended up leading a rebellion against their tyrant king and became the ruler of all the Kardashians.
And his heroism didn't stop there. The Atom was a very well-respected hero, and was even asked to join the Justice League of America shortly after it was
Wait, not
formed.
surprised.
He fought alongside Batman and his best bud, Hawkman. And you don't fight with those guys without picking up a thing or two.
Impressive combat skills aside, Atom's greatest contribution to the legendary team was always his incredible mind.
He once created kryptonite inside of Superman by
Really?
realizing that if he
He
gathered
can
up
create
enough Kryptonian
kryptonite?
protons, they
Yo,
would
this
eventually
guy's
become
badass.
radioactive.
While stranded in limbo, Atom realized that if the Flash sped up the rate of a nuclear reaction's stellar evolution to exhaust its core, they could turn a fire demon into a black hole and use it as a wormhole to get back to Earth.
He's a brilliant, hard-working, and determined scientist that never stops working on a problem until he's found a solution. I mean, if I figured out how to blow stuff up as well as he did, I would have stopped right there. I'm the hero that blows stuff up. Wouldn't even need to change my name.
Ray Palmer lived the dream, going from research scientist to legendary superhero. He picked up the pieces presented to him and built something greater than the sum of its parts.
Who knew this tiny titan with massive brains would have just as much brawn to back it up?
Alright, the commands are
Okay,
set. We've run the data through all
As
possible...
much as I want to support
It's time
Ant-Man,
for a
I think this
death
battle is gonna be won by Adam. So, for my battle for this, I think Adam's gonna win.
You should pick on someone your own size, relatively speaking.
How did you do this? It's laced with a particle I've never seen before.
They're called Pym particles, and I'm Hank Pym, Scientist Supreme.
Oh, we're so muscly. Oh, that was close.
You're using pieces of a white dwarf star? That's cute.
Everything we needed already existed. You just needed to be smart enough to put the pieces together. Scientist Supreme!
In outside it looks so lame. There's nothing happening.
Did you know that at any given moment, there are about 2.5 million ants under your feet?
I mean, that makes sense, but why are you bringing that up right now?
Because there are turning ants on their feet. And dummy attack! Lol, that's so easy.
Okay, let's try this. I'll hack his belt. You lay low and let me know what you find.
Yes, queen.
Nice try.
Anthony!
If I search every electron path in his gun and study their probability wave functions, I just might be able to!
Oh. The microverse.
What's happening? He must be reaching his limit. If we don't get out of here quick, he's gonna destroy all of reality.
Really?
Now, my pets! You have your
Oh.
tricks and your tools, but I created something beyond the limits of human existence. I operate on a scale you can't even comprehend.
No way. Over space. Eternity.
You can't be afraid to think big.
Oh my god! Whoa, wait, what? Oh my god!
KO!
Ant-Man and Adam both had many answers to each other.
Why ended like that? Oh my god, that's so gruesome! Oh my god!
Both were trained in judo, and they both could obviously keep up with each other's ability to shrink at will.
Though there was one small thing Adam couldn't answer to. The ants! Hank's bond with his pets lent him some
Yeah, I
small
didn't think
advantages,
about
and
that.
Ray just didn't have enough anti-ant tools in his bio belt.
But in Adam's defense, the fact that he could punch with a fist packed with all of his mass meant that a close-up fight while small would leave Hank with few options since he can only punch with his normal human strength.
Even still, all Ant-Man would need to do is keep his dissed ants with the help of his insect confidants and devise another plan of ant-tack. Something Hank has no shortage of.
For instance, Ant-Man could alter Adam's size thanks to the PIM particle field he generates. Hank would just need to stall long enough to remove or disable Adam's biobelt, and he's had no trouble hacking enemy tech in the past.
But even with the bio belt busted, it wouldn't stop Adam's ability to shrink since the white dwarf power is contained throughout his suit. Destroying the belt only meant that Ant-Man could alter Adam's size.
Whereas Hank has literally rewritten his own
okay.
biology to prevent outside size alteration. And while Adam's abilities are definitely impressive, they are limited, and Ant-Man simply aren't, at least by comparison. Hank could always match Ray's size or just take the fight to the overspace where he would have the edge, both physically and mentally.
The overspace can mess with the human mind, but we've seen that Hank can handle it.
But if the Scientist Supreme is really so smart, why didn't he just immediately go up Adam's butt and blow him up from the inside?
Ugh, that's gross.
You whiz, aren't you a fellow man of science?
This is the meanest thing you've ever done to me.
Adam sized up Ant-Man, but in the end, he was the one who had to say, Uncle.
The winner is Ant-Man.
Dang. Okay, so that's the end video of the death battle between Ant-Man versus Adam. Legit, I didn't think of the ending of that battle. Legit, that battle was, the way they dealt it was very gruesome. So apparently, well, congrats to Ant-Man for winning the battle. But I would be honest, I didn't think that. I think Ant-Man, of course, Ant-Man won. But then like he actually like teleported Adam to the Eternity, and then the Eternity dealt with the most gruesome way to defeat an enemy. Legit, I feel like the Eternity has like more to like finishing the job than Ant-Man. But still, it was kind of like Ant-Man's plan, so I guess I can go with it. Like legit, when I saw that ending, I thought I was watching Mid Canyon for a second there. Legit, the Mid Canyon animation was so disturbing, and when they do this, I thought like, was this made by Mid Canyon as well? Like, why would you end it like this? It was so very disgust. But then like quite a battle, I would say lah. So I guess apparently all you do is like to try to destroy the Atom's belt, because then the Ant-Man can alter the reality or something like that, the dimension. I don't know what they said, but then apparently the solution is to like destroy the belt because he had the crystal on. So that's like the weakness. But I thought like this may not be true, but then I thought Ant-Man was the shrinking ability was come from the belt as well, because like they didn't like mention. I think they mentioned but then like they only talk about the abilities of how he shrunk and how smart he is, and then like they about the helmet controlling the ants as well. They didn't mention anything about the belt, so they kind of left that out. I think maybe they mentioned it, I don't know. It's quite a long information to gather but I feel like the belt is mostly the whole weakness to these like shrinking abilities they have. But then like, you know, I don't know, it's maybe just my saying, but then like for me, I feel like the belt is like the crucial part of the shrinking technology it's not, it's the atoms, the crystals, and the Ant-Man, the particles, but then they put it in the belt. So I mean, you know, the belt is kind of the weakness, the power source of the shrinking powers maybe. Well, I mean, this is just my saying, you guys don't have to take a word for it So what I can say to end this video is that congrats to Ant-Man for the victory, although it may not be his victory other than the eternity victory, and pity for Atom for dealing with the most gruesome gruesome death in a death battle ever seen That's gonna be all for today, guys. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, plus turn the notification button so you won't miss any of my future videos. Also guys, I'll be way pleased if you can recommend me some more videos or channels you want me to react to. Be sure to put that in the comments. I would really appreciate that. It really helped me and helped this channel. Also, make sure to go check out Death Battle's channel. Links will be in the description. Now, that is all. Hope to see you guys next time for the next Death Battle. Take care and peace.